Hey, Badger Farm Girl here. We're going to talk a different subject today. We're going to talk in preparation of getting the puppy. The puppy. And we're here at Fleet Farm kind of prepping, and I'm supposedly going to get my dog in October, and you looking fallish.
Yeah, sometime in the next 6 months.
Right, so I see a lot of stuff on the Golden Retriever site because that's what I've had all my life. But we're looking at treats right now at Fleet Farm. I mean, it's just like aisles and aisles and aisles of stuff. And lately, and I would say since for the last 5 years, maybe more.
5 or 6 years.
Like, rawhide has been a big thing of contention because we don't know where the rawhide's coming from, and a lot of it's coming from China
or South America. And they use the chemical of formaldehyde and some other toxic chemicals, and dogs, which are not on the label,
right, have some issues with it. So this is a commonplace for a lot of people in Wisconsin and Minnesota to shop to get dog products, because Fleet Farm has expanded so much.
Yes.
On their stuff, and you really got to look at the labels, and I'm probably looking at labels now more than I ever have, and I've had dog the last 40 years, whatever, but you need to read your labels. If you can see on here, it says right here, China. This is a sprout brand, not to be knock it down, but I would not feed this to my dog because it's coming from another place that I don't know and I don't know the name of.
Right, and formaldehyde never shows up on the label. But even if it says made in America, it could be made in South America and still have formaldehyde. Now, so you need to make sure that it's made in North America or the USA, because North America is still Mexico.
Right. And this one here is a rawhide, and I think that's really where people got in trouble.
That's where the most trouble is, yes.
Now, this is another sprout brand, Fleet Farm, and it doesn't say made in China. It's not explicit, and it's the Appleton product. So I would say this is better as a solution, and guess what? It's probably more expensive, but you get what you pay for.
Right. What kind of ingredients does it show on that label?
Well, and that's a whole other thing. It's pork, rye flour, vegetable glycerin, brown sugar, salt, liquid smoked flavor, mixed words I can't even pronounce. Again, I am not feeding my dog this.
Right. And that doesn't mean that you have to go for an all-natural, home-cooked diet for your animal or your dog, but be very aware of what you're buying, because not just the formaldehyde, but sometimes you get into these rawhide chewies, and depending upon the size of your dog on how quickly they eat them, small pieces of rawhide can get stuck in their throat and can become a choking hazard. They get soft and flexible, and they accidentally swallow them, and they can be a choking hazard.
Right, and these, we're going to go through this whole area a little bit and see. We're going to find some good ones.
Right.
We just came back from Petco, I think it was.
Yeah, we were in Petco.
And I found 2 puppy treats that I'm going to use in training that I knew everything that was on that label.
Right, all natural ingredients.
All natural, and it was cheap.
Yeah, $5 for a bag of treats. That's not a bad price.
Right, and it's all about size and volume. I'm not feeding them the meal. I'm feeding them just to reward them for behavior. Right. So we're going to go through here, and I'm going to see if we're going to find a good one. I think there's more bad ones than good ones.
Yes.
But I'm going to go find the good ones. And
and hopefully they won't break the budget.
No. All right, so we're in this area of Sprout, this Fleet Farm's brand, and we're looking at some of these packages here, these bones. These are pork leg part bones, I'm sure, and some pig ears in that. And it does say in here made in America, sourced and made in America. I feel better about these, but what I like to do is go to my butcher. There's some butchers that will smoke their bones for dogs if you go in there along with pig ears and that. And the process on it is pretty quick. The animal gets slaughtered, they smoke them, they're on the market. And if you're local, the locals have a tendency to go ahead and procure those, and they go pretty quick. I never see anything sitting on the shelf, but they do have a shelf life on it. I know you can't put them in a bag and buy maybe 5 of them. I would suggest putting them in the freezer. If the other feeling I have, you pay a little bit more now, you're not going to be at the vet clinic spending thousands because of something that's toxic on this side because it was cheap.
Yeah, take care of the health of your dog up front and save yourself in more expensive bills.
Yep.
All right, one of the ones that we found in here is this duck breast, Cadet Gourmet Duck Breast Treats.
Right, it's on sale. Looks like they'd probably be on sale often.
It says healthy, natural treat for dogs, made with real duck. Sounds good. Let's see what's on it.
Okay.
So where's our ingredient list?
It's real simple. It's right there.
Oh, so simple. I missed it. Duck,
is.
vegetable glycerin, soy protein, isolate, and salt. So
that's pretty simple.
That's pretty simple. The only one that I wouldn't eat myself, and just because I'm a woman over a certain age, is the soy protein.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have soy. I don't know if it's bad for dogs, but this is pretty clean.
Compared to what those other ones are.
Absolutely. This doesn't have, I mean,
The ingredients is like you know what those are.
exactly. There's not even preservatives in here.
Right. So you got another one.
This other one that we found over here, these natural blend flaxseed, blueberries, and cranberries. Healthy option for dogs. It's made in the USA. Salmon is great for dogs because it has natural oils. The ingredients are right here, and reading them, there's actually nothing in there that I wasn't familiar with or that sounded suspect, except I didn't know what the tocopherols were. And it turns out that it's a preservative used in human and dog food that's actually made from vitamin E. So
that's
I'm
not
okay
horrible.
with that.
Right.
That's, I mean, vitamin E, that's pretty good for us. It's a natural oil. Everybody needs vitamin E. It's probably good for their skin.
Yeah.
Flax and salmon, great for their skin.
And there's a lot of choice here, for treats. For me, for a puppy, I think these are a little bit too big. If I bought this, I'd cut it up and tear it apart.
Yeah, break it
over
into
time.
small chunks.
Now Zooks have these here in their smaller bits, which is great for training.
Again, it says they're natural.
Right, and the price is right. It's not going to break the bank. And they do have puppy, but they don't have them here. But
And we've seen the Zooks in several stores.
yeah, again, the label, duck, blah blah blah. Yeah, same thing as that last one, same type of deal. Yeah, I would use this. I would
And
definitely use
honestly,
this.
$6 is not outrageous for a bag of dog treats.
Nope. We're moving on to toys. Who's in the store? So I love Kong. I think over the years, these toys have lasted long. I've had them for a long time. These Kongs, and they're even smaller now for puppy, they last forever.
Yes.
And you can put them in the dishwasher, you can wash them and they won't melt. And as they get older, their sizes, you can graduate. And then depending how much of a chewer you got, the color of the rubber kind of designates how soft the rubber is. But these are great. Those people who always have problems with their puppies in the beginning, like teething and that, you fill this up either with yogurt. I put Cheerios and yogurt in there, peanut butter, and I put like 4 or 5 of them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And when they start getting real chewy or land shark like, that's when you give it to them. And that's going to alleviate, and what that'll do is freeze their gums and take away that pain from their teeth.
When you get a puppy and you bring him home and he's 10 or 12 weeks and he starts chewing,
Yeah, it's natural.
it's not bad behavior, it's because they're teething.
Yep.
They're losing those puppy teeth, they're getting ready to get their adult teeth in, and their gums hurt.
Right.
So give them something constructive to do rather than destructive, and it's positive reinforcement and training.
Yep. And I think depends on the size of your dog. Adult stays like this. I think are for more of the toy dogs. They'll
Yeah.
never swallow that. I'm getting a golden retriever. This will be way too small. At some point, I'd be
Absolutely.
worried that something would happen with that. So you can graduate to the puppy. Even down here, here's puppy size, and this rubber's softer.
Right.
This will last you a lifetime, even as an adult. The classic is the red. If you don't know, this is a new style. And Kong over the years have really changed the shapes. They've got it in bone, they got it in ball, and there's holes in here where you can stuff them. And
And let's talk about the wobbler.
that one I'm interested in.
Right, and you didn't really know about this.
Nope, I
but
did not.
I had a dog that was a golden retriever boxer mix. Best dog in the world I ever had. And when he would get bored, I would fill this with kibble. He never overate, so it wasn't a problem. But there was a special kibble that I knew was his favorite. So I would fill this bottom cup with kibble, and if he was bored, he would knock it around and play with it. And as he did, small pieces of his favorite kibble would come out, and he would just eat them. And he never got bored. He never chewed on anything. He never tore anything up. He always had something to do. So
Right.
when he looked like he was bored and didn't have anything and I was busy, out would come this,
Yep.
put some kibble in, and he took care of him.
Yeah, and you just make that a special time for them, because then you'll get a long time of playing on their own
Right.
and free you up from all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
train them when they're young. Find activities, puzzles, things like this that release kibble. Teach them from the time they're a puppy to self-satisfy and
Yep.
play on their own and not have to be a magnet or a Velcro dog.
Right, right. Now Kong has gone into the stuffed animal world, and when I was buying stuffed animals, I don't know, for something that you just didn't want to pay this kind of money, but I'm giving it a try with this dog, and they got all kinds. I mean, here's a smaller size, and they got squeakers in them, all different colors, all different shapes and sizes. They got the big pink flamingo, and they got smaller of each size. So if you like the bear or whatever, they do graduate from small, medium to large dogs. And they are constantly coming out with some really cool things. And Fleet Farm is here, at least in West Bend, is really got a good stock, you know. They're competing with Petco and PetSmart and I'm sure Chewy, but get out now and take a look at your stuff. If you're waiting for a puppy, or even if you got a puppy, come out and do that now. And with me waiting this time, I made the determination. I lost Lucy in March, and that was a hard loss for me after 13 years. But to help heal in that is just buying, every time I go shop and I come to Fleet Farm for other things, it's just picking up one item every time, because that cost when you pick that puppy up is going to be not only the dog cost and the food, depending if it's a quality food. That's a lot of money you're going to be shelling out on one day.
Right.
But if you start building up to that puppy and getting prepared on certain things and getting yourself educated, it's going to make that puppy experience that day that dog gets home so much better.
Right.
And you're going to have successful ownership of that dog for the rest of its life.
And if you have kids and a family, make it a family event.
Right.
Go out, teach the kids. This toy might be good for the puppy because of this toy here, you know, plush, squishy.
Right.
He's going to tear it up right away. So let's stay away from this one. Let's not buy that $5 toy that's going to last 10 minutes. Let's buy a $10 toy that might last months and months at a time.
My dogs all used to pick the eyes out, but if you notice on this one, there's no hardcore eyes like you see in normal stuffed animals. They're all, it's thread embroidered tight into this.
And the interior is rope.
Is rope. Yep.
It's a pretty sturdy toy.
Yep. So there's no stuffing or.
But it does still have a squeaky.
Yep. So here's a different one, and this is a rope one too, but it's a very different type of thing. It's not squishy. I think there's a squeaker in here. But it's a knot toy, so do your homework. Just do your homework. And Fleet Farm and some of these stores that normally don't carry this type of stuff, they're starting to carry it now.
Right. And know the breed of your dog. Do some research into the breed, and know, you know, if it's a retriever, they're gonna like rope toys. They're gonna like things like that you can throw for them. If it's a little Chihuahua or a house dog, you don't need a rope toy. You need something that's a little bit smaller, that's gonna last, that they're gonna carry around more than chew on.
So if you got a water dog, what I've discovered over the years is that you want a toy that you throw in the water that floats. Because there are times when you throw something in, that dog says, I am not going to go get it. And I found the ones that work really well are these Chuckets. These Frisbees right here, they're fun, and then when they land in the water, they float.
Yes.
And so if you're the one ending up going out to get them and not throwing your money and have it sink at the bottom of the lake or at the bottom of a pool somewhere, these are the best things. And they do make them in smaller sizes for smaller dogs and then bigger as they educate. But this is my favorite outside. Here's another one. It's a Frisbee, but it's got a rubber texture to it. Don't use a person Frisbee because you're going to wreck your teeth, because that plastic is so hard when you throw it.
This is interesting. I just spotted this, Kong Dots. This is specifically for chewing and teething. So pop this in the freezer. These yellow dots are softer. Then you've got the blue. And once it freezes, I bet this would be an awesome chew toy because it's got the different texture, and that's what they need.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is a great option.
How much is that? I might pick that up.
$7.99.
You know, it's puppy size.
It is puppy size. It's the perfect size.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's you know, if you do your homework, you'll know exactly what works, what don't work, and you know, belong to other Facebook groups. People will tell you probably more what doesn't work and stuff they haven't had problems with, as well as the stuff they would have problems with. So
these squeak also.
Interesting. Are they different? Oh, they're made out of rubber. Actually, they look harder than
they are. They're perfect for chewing.
Yeah, I think that's going in my case today.
In the bin.
Yeah. So other companies make
interactive treat toys. Right. And this is, you know, this looks like a relatively good brand, $16.99, made in the USA, BPA free. So you think this one's going to be really durable, and it probably is durable. And you can probably stick it in the dishwasher to clean it, but how do you clean the inside?
Right, because you're going to get dog drool over time and crumbs getting in there, and then
they stick their tongues
crevices,
in. They try and get things out.
Stuff will start growing in there, and that's my concern with this one. How would you clean this? Dishwasher would get it to a point, but I don't think you'd get into where the stuff would get trapped.
I think you're right, where that Kong that you can take apart, stick both parts
and
in
wash
the
it all up, put it in the dishwasher,
You're
sterilize it, and start over again. So just something to think about. You know, and it all depends on your dog too. But that's some of the things I look at. Like the Kongs I've had for quite a while. When I lost my dog, I found all her toys. I put the Kongs in the dishwasher, got them all sterilized. They're ready to go for the next round of whatever dogs comes to my house. Nyla bones is a big one. My dogs never liked them. I don't know if they're that good for you.
Well, here's what I think. It says softer for teething puppies, but honestly, this is not soft.
No, it's not.
And once you freeze that's going to be hard as a rock.
Yeah.
I would go with Kongs over this anytime. That Kong one was softer, more flexible.
Yep. So anyways, this is a big store, a big area. It's amazing over the years how the pet supply, especially dog, cat, grows. So I hope this helps. Everyone's looking to try to do the better thing for your dogs. Here's another bunch of brands. It's funny because as we get down here, they get cheaper and bigger. I did buy this brand Go Dog. I have never used it. I'm gonna see with the puppy. The construction seems good, but we're gonna find out. I don't know, but it's the price point comparable to Kong. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I really think it's going to be torn up faster.
Yeah, we're gonna see. But it's trial and error. And then the other thing too, I realized I was buying bigger toys in the beginning, and I'm getting a puppy, so there's some value to getting some smaller stuff.
Yes.
I think my breeder, I know gives me a toy when I get back with the dog with the smell from the litter. These are some other softy toys. I bet if you got kids, they probably got these toys they're going to donate to their dog. But gosh.
Well, and here's a tip for you, because when you bring that puppy home and you're first training him to be alone, your breeder might send you a toy that smells like the litter, but they really need your scent as well. And some people will say, just get an old shirt and wear it. But don't think this is gross here, but take a toy and come on, let's rub it on your body, rub it in your stinky pits, because that smells more like you. And it's a dog toy specifically.
Right.
And they'll have it forever.
Yep. So there you have it. There's my version of it. I see a lot of people asking on some of the Facebook groups I belong to. It's too much to type. I think show and tell really register, especially if you're a new dog owner. It'll help you get started. What I can tell you over the years, spend the money on quality things so you don't go to the vet. And just remember that instead of going for the cheap stuff. And if you have to go for bones, go to your butcher, talk to them. They will get you anything they want. Do your research. Do your research. And fresh is good. It'll be expensive. Raw is, I guess, great, but I don't have the time, and I don't think a lot of people don't.
And it's an expense.
It is. So the other thing I would suggest too, when you get your puppy, get a hold of your breeder beforehand and ask what dog food that puppy's on, and make sure you have it. Especially now with COVID and the supply chain being a little bit messed up, don't think you're going to get that dog, go to the store and get that food right then and there. You might not get it, and you might be doing a lot of driving, but that's part of being prepared, is having that food there and maybe have an extra amount there, and then figure out where you're going to source that out going forward. And I wouldn't think about changing that dog food until the dog is settled in your house, because it's probably going to be upset in the new place, and it might have diarrhea and loose stools and all that, but give it time to learn and adjust to your household.
It can take a good 6 to 8 weeks for a puppy to really adjust to his new house. He's going through a lot of trauma.
And get that vet check, and I'm sure most breeders will say get it done within a certain period of time of purchase, and get that vet. Find your vet. Actually, find who you're going to go to and make that contact, and do your research what a vet check is going to cost you.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people are shocked. It's not $100 anymore. It's well over that. So, do your homework now while you're waiting, because that's going to make this whole thing much better for both of you, dog and everyone in your household. So that's my point of view.
100% agree here.